Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have once again now seen a game company go and completely remove the Pssr. Now, as you guys probably know, these past few weeks, we've covered this up pretty extensively on the channel. The Pssr has had a lot of issues, the shimmering issues, third-party issues, rendering issues, and just issues all around. Like, people have just not been happy with it. And although we've also had a lot of successes, and I almost feel like I need to go make another video in the near future and kind of showcase that, like, some things are actually good, like to remind people that the Pssr is not the end-all be-all, and like PlayStation game studios have made things work well. Like, we've kind of taught us a lot in the channel itself. But one of the more major games, Avatar, has now made a public statement as of today discussing and talk about the future of Pssr, pretty much removing it, giving people options, which is still a good thing overall. And it just kind of keeps on leaning towards people wondering what is going on, how do we fix this, and like what is the future of this brand new PS5 Pro technology. Now, I don't want to be an overly hater because I feel like I've seen a lot of people critiquing it. It's a lot of like the same old, like a little baby issue can kind of get fixed, needs a little bit more time to cook and like get better. Like, I get the vibe, like I understand it, but I feel like this is still important because this was a big game that a lot of people are drawing their eyes towards on the initial Pssr issue. So let's go talk about it. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have our PS5 Pro giveaway going on the channel itself, so please go make sure you guys are subscribed here and our second YouTube account for those giveaway entries. We have the 2 Twitters and the Twitch down below if you guys want to go get those bonus ones, and all the affiliate links too as well down below. And although we've still been seeing the Pssr having some issues, the PS5 Pro has still been selling extremely well. So, I mean, people are still liking it. I still like mine. So basically, buyer beware. And I don't think it's the biggest deal. Things will get fixed over time, blah, blah, blah. But let's go talk about the fact that now, once again, we have our very first ever public message in regards to Avatar. Now, if you guys don't know, Avatar was a pretty popular AAA game. Sold okay. It wasn't like crazy, like millions upon millions. But Avatar is a big IP. I think it's also from Ubisoft too as well. So, like, people cared. It was a good game. People enjoyed the graphics. It wasn't the best game out there. But the big drama, if you guys missed it, the Pssr had a lot of shimmering issues. There's 2 major parts. Basically, they had the shimmering. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'll maybe show this again for like a random Black Ops video over here. But like, you can kind of see. So first and foremost, you might have to look at it really, but they have like these little specks of like white dots throughout the map. If you guys look like over here, you look on the walls, it shows a little bit more apparently, as you guys can see on maybe this part. Like I said, it's a little bit harder. It depends on the vibe, but like you could probably see this. I'll play it a few times so you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos, or you guys are in the know. Whatever. Basically, look at the wall. I'll play it through one more time, and I'm sure you guys got it. But like, you see all these little white dots, and it's just this weird thing. We keep on calling it shimmering. It's kind of like the code name for it, because this shouldn't be happening in a game. Like, I can maybe pause as they get a little bit closer on the right side or something. Like, I'm sure you guys can see this. Like, I paused the video here. Here's a white dot, white dot, white dot. I'm not sure if it's maybe from the game and the crosshair. You know, it's white. Maybe from like the ceiling right here, the light bulb. Like, no one really knows exactly why it's there, why it's happening. And a lot of these game companies have had to go and like cancel the games, adjust the Pssr. Like, we've talked about this and everything. And the one big thing is that the Avatar game actually was one of the bigger games out there that drew a lot of attention on this. But there's also part 2 of it, where Avatar Frontiers of Pandora also locked you in the PS5 Pro version. And that was where I think a lot of people had issues. So number 1, the high level, they're fixing that, thankfully. But let me explain what that was. So the issue was that with the PS5 Pro, you're usually allowed to have a few different resolution options. That's kind of like a big selling point. Like on a PC, if you have a computer, you basically have a chance to make your thing like on low, medium, high, ultra quality, and like adjust all these different settings. Or as well, you can adjust the different types of resolutions depending on how old your PC is or how new your PC is. Like, it's a very nice perk of having a PC. You could be a lot more customizable because you have someone who maybe has like a 1080 GPU, then you also have someone who might have a 4080 GPU. Like, it's just a really big spec line. It's like compared to like an iPhone 5 to an iPhone 15. Like, it's going to be slightly different, but thanks to PCs, we can kind of adjust the resolution for everything. And that was also a big issue with, well, Avatar. And that was just a problem because basically the Pssr was enabled on the PS5 Pro, and then people were stuck utilizing that Pssr, PS5 Pro mode on the PS5 Pro, when in theory, the normal PS5 version ran better. And right now, they're now addressing this, saying, we have a message for you about our recent PlayStation 5 Pro update. Our team is working on addressing the issues introduced with the PlayStation 5 Pro update for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. On December 12th, we will deploy a hotfix allowing PS5 Pro players to choose between enabling or disabling PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. They are basically saying we don't need it. we can just remove it. As someone who has a PS5 Pro, you do not even need to use the PSSR technology. And that's a big deal. Like, I do want to say this is actually a good update overall, because PSSR is still running well on, like, say, like the PlayStation Studios and stuff like that. Like, it's running good, it's vibing good. But when it comes to these third-party games, we've seen a lot of issues, Silent Hill, Black Ops, whatever. Like, if they're not a PlayStation Studio game, I think a lot of this stuff is getting smoothed over. We've seen comments that they're going to update stuff, or even like this, like they're addressing it, like they're not hiding it. And this doesn't really stop a lot of people from getting the PS5 Pro. If you guys got one, or you buy one with the links or whatever down below, you're still going to be happy. I'm happy with mine. But once again, I've been covering this news a lot because it's kind of crazy how some games are completely removing it. Like, I might be overly milking it, I'm not sure. I just think it's an entertaining process. So if you guys don't hate me on that for the subscribers. But like, this is crazy. They're saying with the PSSR disabled, the game will use the same upscaling technology as the PlayStation 5. But the big thing is that PSSR is one of the 3 major selling points. And of course, this is basically saying, like, hey, we're just going to use the same technology the base PS5 has. Now, this could be just a dev thing. Like, maybe the developers for Avatar, like, they are the problem. Maybe they're the ones, you know, they can't just implement the PSSR. They don't know how to fix it and make it good. And I can understand that issue. I understand that. But like, this is rough that they're just completely removing it, or at least more so having the option just to completely remove it. So while the PS5 Pro 60 FPS mode will still be available, so you're still getting the benefits at least, the PS5 Pro players will be able to toggle between the base performance 60 and then the quality 30 modes. So both of those things, all 3 of those things together, that's a good vibe. Like, I will go and say, that's a good vibe. Like, they're adding more options. This is what they should have had day one. The fact that this wasn't allowed day one is crazy to me, in all honesty. But at least they are still adding it. So you either can have the PSSR, so if you have issues with, like, the shimmering, or think it's a big deal, don't want to deal with it, or I don't know, maybe you have even things, maybe it's like epilepsy. There you go. I was trying to say that with an L, like lepilepsy, but I was like, I don't think people are leopards. Anyway, so if you have like issues with that, and that has been somewhat of a big issue, it's like a health concern thing where people are out there being like, hey, these PSSR issues are causing people to have issues if they're like, you know, having issues with their eyes and their brain. And there have been a few cases of people performing on that. Very small, obviously, like, but still is an issue. But yeah, like, this is weird. They're just completely removing it. So at that point, like, why do you even have the PS5 Pro? Now, they do have these other quality modes, though. Like, they have the 30 FPS, really nice, probably 4K looking quality mode, which will still be great. And I do want to say, too, that's probably the biggest point, they do say, we will continue improving the quality of the PS5 Pro quality mode 60 FPS by using PSSR. We will let you know as soon as we can share more. But, like, it kind of opens up to 3 different routes. Number 1 is that it sucks because this is like, hey, it wasn't ready. Like, they're realizing the PSSR, it wasn't ready for their company. Kind of the same thing for Silent Hill. Like, they thought it'd be good. They thought it was going to be great. And I thought a lot of this stuff was going to be great based on what we saw from PlayStation Studios games. Because I see the potential. And I keep on saying these videos that kind of protect PlayStation, but it's true. It's going to take a little bit of time. Like, machine learning is going to take a little bit of time. Like, the vibe of it is going to take a little bit of time. And that's okay. Like, I understand it. But I do think this, if it was taking a little bit more time, should have spent this time like 6 months beforehand and then had people testing all the PS5 Pro stuff even earlier, because I don't want to buy a $700 console and have to deal with all this. And like, I just want it to work. So the other parts of that one is that it's crazy that they're not giving up on the PSSR support. So that means that there's potential. Like, Sony themselves are not fully dropping this. They're not giving up on this. And I like this. It's a good vibe, at least in my opinion. I like it. But I do kind of wish, I don't know, like, I wish it just would have worked at the start. Like, it's kind of weird. So they're unironically making it optional, which is good, because there was some call outs that the PSSR is actually making the overall game quality worse. Maybe with the AI itself, just maybe backlogging and bottlenecking things a little bit too much. Like, I understand the vibe, it sucks, like, it's rough. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just a weird vibe. It's weird that we're still seeing so many PSSR issues on it too as well. Because like, you could go look at like these Reddit threads and people were like, there's so many issues with Alan Wake, Black Ops, Spider-Man even a little bit, Silent Hill, and even now, obviously, the Avatar one's been out there a little bit too as well. And people are saying like they're calling it shimmering. They're seeing issues with everything, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy to go and see. So this sucks. Like, I think the PS5 Pro is still banging. I've seen people still buying it. I'm still happy with mine. A lot of games went great. And you give it a few more weeks, a few more months, this will be all probably sorted. But it's crazy that they're completely like just disabling it. Like, they're giving up on it. Like, but they're still working on it. Like, the giving up might be a weird clickbait, but like, it seems like they are. They're like, we don't even have to add it to our game anymore. It's like crazy. So I do want to hope in the future it's more sorted for anyone who has a PS5 Pro. And as well, it is nice to see that other games such as even Silent Hill are working working on it. EA working on it. They've addressed it, but I feel like this should have worked out instantly day one instead of having all this weird issues. Like, hopefully this will all be fixed really soon, and I think life will be nice. So give me your thoughts and comments. Do you guys care? Do you guys not care? Subscribe if you guys are new. Subscribe for our own PS5 Pro giveaways. You guys can shimmering yourself with all your feelings down below, the Twitters and Twitches as well. I appreciate y'all for watching.